I'm getting very political here, but that's what this video is going to be about. So if you don't want to hear it, click off now. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this very special video that I never thought I'd be filming. Tomorrow is election day for Hungary, and as you may or may not know, I'm actually Hungarian as well as British. Quick summary. Hungary is a small country in Europe, which is a continent for those fellow Americans. Within Europe, there's a small country called Hungary, and basically on one side of Hungary, towards the east, there's Russia, and there's that kind of thing. And then on the west is obviously Western guys, UK, USA, all that influence. And Hungary kind of sits in the middle. And for the past, I think it's 16 years, the current Prime Minister of Hungary has been in power. This guy is a corrupt piece of shit. And he basically took all the money from the people of Hungary for himself, his family, his friends. He made everyone rich around him, and he made the people of Hungary poor. He raised taxes, he lowered wages, he raised bills, lowered wages. He just did everything bad. And the whatever money came from being in the EU, because Hungary is in the EU, that also went not to the actual people, but to him and his crew. So basically what's happening now is finally there's an election. There has been a few since he's been in power, but this time around there's an actual opposition. This opposition is a decent opposition. Like, there's in the past it's been very, very useless opposition, but now there's like an actual opposition, and there's a chance that we can make a change. So tomorrow is voting day, and I'm actually going to vote. Because I live in the UK, I need to go to the Hungarian embassy, consulate. I just call it embassy. I don't know what the difference is between consulate and embassy, but the Hungarian embassy, there's one in Manchester, and that's where me and my mum are going to vote. I did want to vote via letter, but my letter pack never arrived, so I guess I just have to go in person. That is why I'm filming this video, because I wanted to take you guys along of hopefully making a difference. I'm still kind of skeptical if my vote is actually gonna make it to Hungary and if it's actually gonna count, but I have seen a lot of things on social media and just the people of Hungary actually acting so that they protect their votes and hopefully not let the votes be ruined. I don't know what's the word. Not let the votes be destroyed, not let the votes be counted wrong, and all that. I actually think there's hope this time. So we are going to vote, and we shall see where it goes. If you couldn't tell, I'm voting against the current Prime Minister of Hungary, and I really hope that he can be kicked out and get rid of, and possibly even get sorted for his crimes, because he's literally been a criminal. He has a big thing for propaganda, and that is also where the money went from. Everywhere he got money from, that didn't go to the people, it went into propaganda. And he's been saying some crazy shit. Well, to me it sounds crazy because I keep up with, like world news and things like that. But like some people, like older people in Hungary, they don't know any different. Yeah, he's been saying shit like the Ukraine, it wants to attack Hungary. You have to vote for the current Prime Minister again so he can defend Hungary from Ukraine. And as you might know, Ukraine is at war right now, but Ukraine is not in a situation where they can attack other countries. They're like trying to defend their own country. So I just yeah, this, I could go on and on about this current Prime Minister Hungary has. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to vote for the good side, hopefully, and make a difference. And yeah, I shall take you guys along tomorrow. Hopefully there won't be too bad queues. But at the same time, if there's queues, that means there's people voting for the right side. We went it! And now we're going down the stairs because the lifts were too busy. Okay guys, it's been like an hour and a half since the voting has closed, and me and my mum are watching it live on BBC. Supposedly we will get some results soon, but it won't be like all of the results. It's gonna be like multiple days apparently, maybe a week by the time we get all the results, because they're coming in from all over the world. Like, they voted in Brazil, Africa, all kinds of places. People voted, and apparently it has to go back to Hungary for them to count it, and they're not allowed to like open the box or anything until it gets back. So yeah, but we are gonna get some initial results hopefully today. So my mom and I just got some crisps and wine, and we're just watching it, I guess. Oh, I found a better one where it shows the map, and these are the guys. No, wait, not this guy, but this is what we want to win. This is the bad guys.
Sziasztok, hello, óvatosak!
It is a couple days later. The Hungarians did it, we did it. It's officially time for a change. The new Prime Minister has been decided to be the good guy, so that's great. We watched like the full live stream that night, so basically what you just saw is the new Prime Minister going through the crowds of Budapest, and he gave like a very long speech of how this is a very historical moment and how the Hungarians decided democracy and that's what he was going to go with. And he basically said a lot of good stuff. So hopefully he keeps to it. Obviously in politics it's it's a lot of words instead of actions, but I feel like this guy is actually gonna try and make a difference, and that's like going in the right direction. I have been following him on Facebook and Instagram since that night. So he's been talking to, you know, like world leaders, and yeah, he just seems like a very good-minded individual. But then I guess everyone would seem good compared to the last prime minister. We don't actually know if our votes have made it to Hungary yet. There is still like counting ongoing. So the good guys won, and basically they got a 2/3 majority, which is like what they need in the parliament for them to pass new laws easily and like change things to the better. So they do have that already, but with like the votes from abroad coming in, it shouldn't affect that. Like they're still gonna have 2/3 majority as far as I heard, and they still are in the win, but it might affect like the number of seats they have and within certain districts who actually won. You know, like who's gonna be the leader of certain districts. That's still up to question as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I don't actually know if our votes in particular have made it there already. But yesterday and the day before, there was some news regarding letter votes. Not even just yesterday, actually on the day of voting, there was some news that some of the letter votes, like they need to be sent back before, they need to arrive at Hungary before the votes actually close, right? And a lot of votes, letter votes, were being held up at the Hungarian post office in like a certain section of the post office, and they weren't being let out, and there was no like particular reason for it. So that was a bit concerning. I don't actually know what happened to those letter votes, but I know since they opened some letter votes and all of them supposedly went towards the old prime minister and his crew. I wonder how that happened, because all I've heard from people abroad is that they voted for the new guys, the good guys. And somehow all these letter votes went to the other party. I wonder why. I wonder how that happened. But as I've said, I don't know if ours made it yet. I do hope ours is not being counted wrong or not being counted as something else that it isn't. But yeah, that is where we are. I guess the main thing is the good guys won, and it's just time to change the country now. It's time for a lot of changes, and I did hear that a lot of people are scared at the moment of what the old guys are gonna do, because it was a dictatorship. Like, as I've said, there was propaganda, there was just a lot of stuff that wasn't right, and yeah, there's just a lot of fear going on of like what is actually gonna happen. But yeah, it's been nice to see like the overwhelming support for the new prime minister of Hungary, just from everyone in the world, from famous actors to obviously other world leaders, and just everyone has been very supportive of him. Everyone's really happy. As you could see in the videos, there was a lot of people there on the day at Budapest, and oh my god, the amount of chants they came up with. Like, I was watching the live stream and there was so many different chants. The new prime minister did say in his like winning speech that he doesn't want Hungary to be without consequences like it was before. The old prime minister was really had control of like the law, the media, dictatorship, okay? So like if anything went a bit sideways for any one of his team, it wasn't accounted for, and there was like no justice, basically. And the new prime minister said like he does want justice, he does want consequences, and he asked all of the old people to like step down ASAP. He asked them to not do anything before like the change of government that would affect the new government in like a very significant way. He did say he was gonna obviously rebuild the justice system and that there was going to be consequences. I know a lot of people were saying like how they want the old people locked up and like, you know, put on trial and things like that. I don't know how much of that's going to happen, but you know, there might be things going on. A lot of people have disappeared already. It honestly sounds like Nazi Germany, and it did sound like Nazi Germany before, and now it's like the liberation period and the Nazis all flee. That is kind of what's going on right now with this old party. Like, they kind of disappeared. I think they have like reappeared in places, but it's not looking good, it's not sounding good for them. I also had a lot of messages and comments and things saying, oh, are you gonna move back to Hungary right now? Because like, why else would you vote? No. I mean, Hungary is a lovely place with a good government. You can actually live there and, you know, enjoy it properly. Right now it's a lovely place as a holiday, and even then there's like things like you see the poverty, you see the inflation of prices, and it's just no good. So yeah, I don't intend to move back to Hungary right now. Maybe that is something that's on the cards for the future, but I do love England very much, and this is my home. This is where I grew up for most of it. I voted because I know those guys were bad, and I have a Hungarian passport, so I am Hungarian too. I did grow up 9 years at Hungary, and I do know what it's like to live there. And I have been watching the news all the time I've been in the UK, the Hungarian news, and all I heard was bad, bad, bad. All I heard was it going worse and worse. And because I had a vote, I didn't think I should, you know, just let that go, even though, as I've said, I was skeptical about it actually making it and counting towards anything. But if I have a vote and there's like a chance for something to be different, then I'm gonna use that vote and add it to hopefully other people's votes and make a difference. I mean, I get where people are coming from. Like, if you don't live there, why are you deciding about their future? But it's like, it's in my country too. and we moved away because of that shit government. Like, they made it essentially unlivable to live there. And I honestly don't know how the people over there throughout the years have survived. I know many people haven't, which is very sad, but yeah, there's been just so many things that I had knowledge of, and so many people had knowledge of, and nothing was done about it. Like, that old guy has been in power for 16 years, and they couldn't get rid of him, and now they finally did. So yeah, that is why I voted. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, no, this doesn't mean I'm moving back to Hungary straight away. Hungary needs a few years, many years, to get back on its feet, and the new prime minister needs a bit of time to like sort the shit out that the old one has left. And yeah, okay, some final thoughts. Hungary did it, which is great, but there's so many other places in the world that is currently being led by some crazy people. Hint, hint, the United States of America. Stand up for basic human rights and stand up for what's wrong and what's right, and just stand up to people. Yeah? Okay, that is all the politics over. Hope you guys enjoyed if you made it all the way to the end, and see you guys next time.